Howdy, folks. We're mostly known as a goofball channel, but every now and again we feel the need to tackle a more heavy subject, and that's what we're going to do today. We've got some serious subject matter coming up.
I'm Margie. This is Dan. We'd like to welcome you again to another very special episode of the Gen Xers.
All right, Margie. In 2023, the Surgeon General and his advisory board came out with a big report that you can find online calling loneliness an epidemic.
U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy has issued a new advisory on loneliness as a health issue.
One statistic I kept coming up with is that loneliness can shorten life as much as 15 cigarettes a day.
In the report, Dr. Murthy warns that loneliness poses a health risk just as deadly as smoking.
But no one ever said how much that is. That was quoted in CNN, it was quoted in the report, it was quoted in everything. But how long is that? How much life is 15 cigarettes a day? It can't be good.
It's probably not good. The fact is it does shorten your life. It is a very integral part of self-care, of good mental health care, and good physical health care. We are social animals. We are biologically made to need other human beings and groups. And when we don't get that, it takes a toll on us.
I don't need nobody, I'm a man.
Well, you better watch out, mister, because these statistics are mainly about you.
Well, some of them might. So, people have been lonely throughout history. Songs and poems or whatever have been written on it. But it seems like in the last 15 or 20 years, self-reported incidents of loneliness and also, the things that go along with it, depression, anxiety, harm, things like that, are also on the rise. A lot of different reasons for it. COVID seemed to have really amped it up a lot, so we can start there. Like, what was your experience? Luckily, we're together. We've been married 29 years. Just had our anniversary. So we're not alone like a lot of people our age or like a lot of people in general are. But it was still kind of stressful, right?
Before COVID, we were fairly used to walking around with phones, being in front of screens for large parts of our day. But COVID took that to an entire different level. We isolated successfully, some would argue how successfully, but we isolated successfully because of tech. And so we started relying upon it. With that in mind, I think it takes a lot of our own biology and our own needs as human beings out of the equation, because now we are beholden to big tech, which we are surrounded with all the time.
And during the shutdown, even if you didn't want to shut down, your social life or whatever is probably affected, because a lot of businesses did. Mm-hmm. I used to like to do karaoke. I also quit drinking during the COVID pandemic, so that really put a cramp in my social life, because there's not much to do around here, folks. I feel like I probably did lose touch with a couple of friends during COVID. Like, luckily, I've still got, most of my good friends, but some of them just seem to fade away a little bit for whatever reason.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And even now, I feel a little bit left out of things socially because I'm not on social media, except for our channel. I really don't delve into that. I'm not, I was into it for a while, but it's just not something that's my bag anymore.
Yeah, our channel has a very small social media presence. I no longer have a personal social media presence whatsoever, and I feel much better. Much better without the doom scrolling. Everybody's complaining. It's all it is, constant complaining, and then the comments are just complaining about the complaining, and it's just a fight. It's all a fight. Yeah.
Well, somebody compared social media to a gladiatorial ring, like the Colosseum in Rome. And it really struck me because this person compared us, the users of social media, to the gladiators. We are the entertainment. We are the reason we tune in and scroll through Facebook and Twitter or X or whatever. Snapchat and all that. We're the entertainment, and we are there to generate advertisement for the very social media company that we are using, and that is how they make money.
There's a lot in this study about social media, and we'll get into more of it just a second, but I want to talk about media for a sec. We grew up in the first generation where the news was for profit, where the news was no longer owned by the news, but was owned by corporations who could shape the news in any way they wanted. Not to get conspiracy theory, but I mean, it's true, and they can. I think that has been hugely divisive and probably primed people for the even huger divisiveness that came after social media.
You know, I remember Walter Cronkite. I remember, you know, the journalistic integrity of being able to tell a story and keep your own dang opinion out of it. That is not news. That is, you've crossed the line into entertainment.
Most news is opinion now. It's not news.
It is.
And, well, they've all got their own weird quirk. MSNBC, everything is always breaking news, but it's never news. It's just someone else's opinion on the same person talking last hour, just a different person with a different opinion. That's breaking news. CNN has the most misleading headlines of anyone. Like, their headlines will say stuff that have the total opposite of what actually is going on if you read the article.
Right.
And on Fox News, it just seems like everyone's 2 sentences away from a stroke. Across age groups, people are spending less time with each other in person than 2 decades ago. 70% less in-person social interaction with friends for this younger generation. Social media use by minors has significantly increased and been linked to depression and the desire to unalive yourself, we'll just put it that way. All of that has gone up since 2005 when social media really became a cultural staple. Now, one of the articles I read said there's not enough study or whatever done to draw this correlation, but common sense says if all of those things started going up as soon as pretty much everyone had a phone, there's something going on, right?
There's something going on.
Another quick stat, rates of anxiety have increased 70% over the last 25 years.
Almost doubled. Almost doubled.
Yeah.
That really struck me as well.
So look, here's my hot take. All this stuff is obviously affecting youngsters in a very negative manner. Mm-hmm. And just like I said before, I don't think kids should be actors. I don't think they should be on social media, period. Not until you're 18 years old, but at least 16 at the very least. And I definitely don't think if 8-year-olds can't be coal miners, they shouldn't be social media influencers. That should be illegal. It's exploitation and it's gross, and those kids are going to grow up with some mental health problems, bud. All right, Margie, so we both did some research on this, and a lot of these studies say this is hitting everyone hard, but particularly men for some reason.
All year long, you may not have known it, but there have been study after study showing that loneliness is on the rise, and men are being hit especially hard.
I don't want to get too far in the weeds into it because I think it is hitting everybody pretty hard in some ways. What I really want to talk about was men my age, middle-aged men or a little bit older. So Gen Xers or you younger boomers, or even you older boomers, I think probably. We are leaving the game early, to put it one way, in unprecedented numbers, right? We're taking things into our own hands and taking our ball and going to the great home beyond. And I don't know why. I mean, I've got some guesses, I guess. Probably it seems a little depressing out there for a lot of men, prospect-wise, job-wise, or whatever. These things I was saying said that men, a lot of who are divorced, seem to take it harder than women for some reason and just start to withdraw from their friends and everything, and then loneliness takes over. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I feel pretty lucky I got you and our kids and all of these animals and some close friends or whatever. But even I've felt like a relic a few times, even though I'm surrounded by all of this, because this is no country for old men, trust me, these days. But what do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. What do you think? I will say, just because Kurt Cobain did it, Gen Xers, doesn't make it cool. Reach out to somebody, anybody, and talk to them. If you need to, just put what you feel in the comments below, if that's going to help, do it. But do something besides check out, you know?
Mm-hmm. And do some healthy things. You know, we would suggest, even though you are watching from this screen, and we thank you if you're doing so, get away from a screen for a moment. Go outside. You know, just sitting outside can be very lifting to people. Walk. Take a walk. Go to church. Go out and volunteer. Meet people. Build your social circle. Trust me, there are people out there just like you. Lots and lots of them. and they are lonely too, and they want to be friends also. Go out there and find them. Find them in real life, and I guarantee you're going to start feeling better.
Reach out if you need help. If you're feeling lonely, volunteer, I always say, is a good one. Get out and help, whatever that means to you. I suggest the kind of help that's peaceful, not like going out and pounding political signs in people's yards and ripping up other ones, but going to the Humane Society and walking dogs if you like animals. Going to the nursing home, visiting some old people who would love it.
We thank you for watching our show. We thank you for watching this channel.